So it looks good. Looks good.
Yeah, it is.
I don't have a camel toe. Do I have a camel toe?
What's that?
Little Miss Trash TV brings us all the tea. Recaps and crazy hacks, that's what we wanna see. We pray for dumpster fires on a screen.
So we are back with episode number 16. We are in the home stretch of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. So we start off with Jasmine and Gino, and we are still going through the run-through of her janky little beauty pageant out in Florida. So the good news is Jasmine somehow between the last few episodes and this episode has deflated her lips by like 50%, so they look somewhat normal and presentable. And the bad news is her butt implants are so janky once they're out of the spandex. Someone on Instagram who's familiar with butt implants left a comment saying it looks like they've flipped, that butt implants, if they're not placed below the muscle, can migrate and flip around. Just reading that comment made me want to throw up. I'm such a visual person, and I was just imagining these two balloons filled with silicone just moving around in human body sludge while she stomps around on stage. Gino first met Jasmine in Panama, and they got in that huge physical fight where she took his hat off his head. She was wearing barely anything, and I do not remember her butt being disturbing before the butt implant. So all that lumpy thigh stuff we see going on, I'm almost 100% sure that's not cellulite. First of all, cellulite is like more dimpled. It's not like huge chunks of beef. But she didn't have that before. So it's somehow the whole thigh and butt area has become botched because of these janky butt implants. So Jasmine is all up on stage. She is wearing her hot pink one-piece off-the-shoulder bathing suit that is held together with a bow of toilet paper. She stopped by the dollar store, bought herself a crown made of plastic rhinestones, and made herself a dog collar. And then on stage, I don't know if I'm hallucinating, but she did the bend and snap from Legally Blonde.
So you bend and snap.
So we also have to give some credit to the judges of this janky beauty pageant. They are dressed to the nines, wearing their crowns, taking this event seriously despite it being in a Holiday Inn Express conference room in Nowhereville, Florida. But they have brought their A game. Then, amidst all this feast for the eyes that you are taking in, when you just think you cannot handle any more, Gino goes in and picks his nose and eats the booger in the middle of this entire event. So after the run through with the bathing suits, that's when Jasmine loses her shit. We know that she kicks Gino out of the rest of the beauty pageant.
Jasmine's posture and how she's walking, it definitely needs some work.
And off the rails, Jasmine goes. He's uninvited.
Just shut up.
No, I'm not gonna shut up.
You're very rude.
And he also seems in this episode genuinely defeated. There is like a look in his eyes where I think he is just starting to either catch on or he's given up, checked out. I don't know, but he has lost his sparkle.
And this is the thanks that I get.
Listen, don't be my coach. Be my husband.
So yay, surprise! As we all know, Michael has finally landed here in America.
You're a Nigerian American. Turn around, let me see.
After 7 long years, he is here in the good old USA with his meemaw. That's a long time. 7 years ago, Michael was still in his 20s. Angela still had one rotten egg left in her ovary to possibly tote. That's how long it's been. So the producers were getting a little bit saucy this episode because they had it looking like Angela arrived solo back to the USA, but then the camera pans out and surprise, there is Michael in the good old USA. And he is wearing his finest, most patriotic red, white, and blue pleather bomber jacket. And I wouldn't be surprised if Angela acquired this jacket by clipping barcodes off the back of cigarette boxes in the 90s. So we are in the eye of the storm this episode. All is calm. It's supposed to be feel good about Michael in America. But then we learn in the Uber on the way to Angela's house with her 20,000 grandkids and her daughter Skyla, who, by the way, does not like Michael, have not been informed that Michael got his visa. He's in the car and will be moving into the house with all of them immediately. And it looks to be dark outside in these scenes, so it is evening or late at night that she is bringing a foreign man into her house with 20,000 grandkids unannounced. What could go wrong? So call me a psychic, because Angela set everyone up in this situation for failure, and I can guarantee you she is going to blame it all on Michael.
My cooter's tingling.
So next we pop back over to Loren and Alexei, and Loren is going dress shopping to show off her hot new mommy makeover bod. And surprise, she looks exactly the same than she did before. For being so boring and just dull, I was shocked that she picked out like a cheetah print dress that it looked like Peggy Bundy would wear.
You show up to date nights like this to be like, oh my God, you look like the sex sheets. That's what we call them.
She picked it because supposedly every time she went to Israel to visit Alexei, his mom would buy them new sheets, and they called them the sex sheets, and the mom one time got them sheets that were leopard print. So she's thinking this is gonna like turn him on. So she is getting all gussied up to go on her date with Alexei, because I guess Alexei's been annoyed that he has to work and take care of the kids while Loren has been recovering from surgery.
It's been really nice though having you do this kind of stuff.
Well, yeah, it wasn't for me.
And on their date, Loren drops a bomb because I guess getting the full mommy makeover was just a gateway to her new life. She wants to be a working mom again. And since their plotline is so damn boring and they need more airtime,
I don't want to just be mom and a wife.
What are you trying to say?
I want to be a working mom.
You're a mom, first of all. You need to take care of the kids.
Absolutely.
Take care of the house.
Alexei is not going to be supportive of this. He brings out his dirtbag, sexist, a-hole.
And then what, I'm at home with kids and you're galloping around? Because that's what it sounds to me like you're building for.
And Alexei's like, no. You need to stay barefoot, pregnant, in the kitchen of our tiny condo packed with 20,000 kids while I work. I am not your champion. I am not your cheerleader. So maybe it could be real because Alexei does seem like he's all red-faced and his eyes are glazed, so he looks pretty drunk. And Loren, her Tourette starts acting up and she is twitching left and right. So I don't know, maybe it is a real plotline that he really is just a D-bag. I haven't really followed them in other seasons. I started the season after them watching the show, and then I've just never paid attention to them. So I don't know, maybe he's a secret D-bag and I just missed it all.
A mom and a wife is the first priority. Those are the roles.
What I do know is TLC will definitely give him like 20,000 more episodes to play this whole thing out.
En Gringolandia llover dinero, wow.
Ashley and Manuel are still going round for round over the same old crap this episode.
Ciao. Ciao.
But then Manuel gets up and he hightails it out the back door and he is running down the street. So we have our second runaway of the season because we started out with Mahmoud running down the street and now we've got Manuel on the run too.
About your bunda. That's one thing that happened when you gave birth. Your ass got big.
Hey, shut up.
Thais and Patrick are still boring. They are going out to dinner in this episode and Patrick starts crying and bawling in the middle of this restaurant over his daddy issues, which you would expect Thais to make a stink face and roll her eyes like she does with everything else, but here she did not. So there is some sort of human being under the stink face. Rob and Sophie don't have anything going on much this episode either. Rob decides to go back to Kansas City where he grew up for his birthday.
Right down that street is the girl that I lost my virginity to. That's where she lived.
He meets up with his mom at a cafe and she looks exactly like him. She is like gassing up all his most delusional fantasies of himself. She is telling him how loyal he is and how lucky Sophie is to have such a wonderful husband. Then it is nighttime, it is birthday time, so we are going to the club with Rob at the local strip mall. And it is one of the most janky clubs we have ever seen on this show, and the bottle service girl is all over Rob, and she is going hard to make sure she is invited to the tell-all.
I want to take him home and get to know him, and
then Rob lets us know how good he's being and how bad he could be if he wanted.
that's that.
And last we have Emily and Kobe, and they are still having their big old fat Cameroonian wedding.
Wow, tonight has been so fun. I'm so excited to be here in Cameroon.
Valerie, Kobe's friend, shows up, gives his speech, and all is good.
It's not you being a black or a white, it's what the couple wants.
Then it is time to head back to America, so we say our goodbyes, but not before making sure to give Kobe's dad a full makeover of what an American grandpa should wear. He is just as good of a sport as Emily's dad because he puts on the full outfit. He even wears his fanny pack around his chest instead of his waist because he is one hip grandpa. So make sure to shop our Etsy, click like, and subscribe, and we will see you back next week.